Alright guys, so in this video I'm going to start a new little project, kind of learning of plasticity. I'm going to kind of see how useful it can be for like modular level design. So how can I create, like, for example, different wall pieces and so on, to then hopefully bring them into Unreal and create like a little environment from it. So we'll see how it goes, but I'm not going to start with any like specific plan in mind. I'm just going to test things out just to see how it feels. Again, I'm still learning the program, so hopefully this will be kind of a good test of what I can create within Plasticity. So I'm going to start with like a cube I have here. I did set the measurements to be 20 meters in the length and the width here, and then by 2, so 20 by 2. Just because I think when I brought in my rifle that I created into Unreal, it was quite small. So I think even though it says meters, it gets turned into like it's 10 times smaller in Unreal. Just get converted. I'm not entirely sure on that, so we'll find out anyway once kind of export that. So the first thing is I'm going to kind of just try and figure out what I'm going to do with my design here. I do like this kind of arching kind of thing going on. Got some very rough reference just for now, just so I can get a rough idea of what I could potentially make. This kind of stuff is quite interesting, and this is very simple. So let's see. I think I'm going to do something maybe along these lines, which similar-ish to this here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to cut like a piece and make this go back a little bit. Um, so I can go into my front view and grab my, sorry if the camera's moving around too much, my line tool. I'm just going to create an edge that goes from here to here, right in a straight line, then straight down, then straight, and then up like that to create like a little piece. Then I'll press the face here and just pull that out. I'll right click, I'll press G to move that in, and I'm going to move it in like so, something like that. I'll go object mode, press 4, select these two QQ, right click, delete that curve, and we're left with this. Cool. Then I'm going to go here on my side view and I'm going to grab a line and I'm going to cut like this, straight down, and then straight out like so. Right click, confirm that. Object mode, select this, press C, select that, right click, which will cut out this piece. Delete that curve. We're getting this sort of effect. Actually, maybe don't need this. I'm just going to push that in. It's really important that I can keep the outline of the shape exactly that size so that it snaps perfectly in Unreal. So I'm going to say enable snapping. Let me see, or snap to grid on. Is that going to, let me just drop that, snap to grid. So because it's already offsetted, see if I say that 0, what does that say? Yeah, it's a bit annoying that it's not going to be perfect. Not too bad on this, on the width here, but like on the length I definitely need it to be perfect. So, but I'll just switch that off and I'll just manually move it just until there. I'm gonna have to figure out a better way of doing that for future cases if I want to create like exact measurements. Well, there definitely probably is a way. Alright, so next I can go on this edge and I don't think I can move that up. So I can create some sort of interesting kind of shape here. And I'm gonna grab this and I can move that out like so. Yeah, it looks cool. I'll also go into my side view here, go into like a center circle, and click here and just draw like a circle like this. I'm just testing things out. nothing complicated. Click on this, press C, then that, right click. Now I can delete that piece and delete this curve. Now we created that sort of shape there at the top, which is quite interesting. I'm gonna put like some pipe stuff in there, I think. Currently what I'm thinking about, right, for like a sci-fi design is like I want to have a good kind of, don't want too much noise. So like for example, there's too many variations in shapes, I think. It's not really working out. I'm gonna move this up and this. Oh, wait, cancel this and this. G, move those up. Well, actually, kinda, maybe not. Right, I'm gonna grab that. I'm gonna fillet that like so, and I'll grab this one. I'll actually grab this whole face at the bottom, and I'm just going to extrude it out. Be like a little border. Grab this one, and I'll fillet that like so. Gonna grab. Gonna go into my side view here. I'm gonna go into line, and I'm gonna draw a line from here to here, then straight, and then out, like that. Then click this, press C, select that, right click, delete that, and see what that's looking like. I'll grab this face and move it out a little bit more. I'll grab this edge and I'll just give it a strong bevel. Now I can put some detail on that. Too much curvature happening here. Maybe something like that, and then I can put some detailing on this. And then this is not working. I'm gonna push that back. That's looking a bit better. And this, I can give it a bevel. This I'll give it a fillet. Small one, like that. Cool. I do not particularly like this area here, so I'm just going to select this face and just going to move it back and see what. Oh, not too far. So I think for sci-fi like environment stuff, this could be actually really useful, because you can see how quickly you can kind of like mold shapes together and stuff to kind of create like really interesting kind of shapes. It's looking a bit uniform, but I'm going to start like cutting out little pieces and start kind of exploring different shapes here in a second. So what I'll do is I'll grab this face here. I'm going to press Shift D to duplicate it. I'm going to press S to scale. I'm going to scale it down. I'm going to press G and I'm going to move it over to the side here. Press free to go into face mode, select it, and select that sheet. Let me just hide that top one. There we go. Oh, E. There we go. Unhide that. That's going to do that sort of thing. That's fine. Actually, I'll tackle that in a different way. I'll create a cube from the top, from here. I'll go to line, put a edge here, to here, to here, here, and back to here. Let me just grab this point, press G, move it back a touch. It's looking a bit better. I actually wanted this to be the other way around. Yeah, so I'm gonna grab these 2 points, pull them in, and that'll be fine. And then I should just be able to extrude it. Extruding it on that angle. Can I make it world instead? Apparently I can't make it world. But what I can do is just go into object mode, select this curve, press Shift D, move it up until it's lined up with that, like so. Right click. Then I'll hide this. I'll go into edge mode, select these 2 edges, press L to go into loft mode, and press OK. And then I can delete these 2 curves. And then I simply just need to loft between these 2. G0, G0. And here, loft, G0, G0. Okay. Bring that back. Select all these cheats and press J, which should turn it into a solid, which it did. Then I can select this, press Q, right click. So it cuts that out, right? But I want to just duplicate this part here, move it over. Again, if I'm not using, I maybe should have had this centered so that I could get it exactly perfect. But again, this is just gonna be, again, just practice. Not, doesn't need to be perfect, I guess. So select this, I'm gonna press C, oh no C, I'm gonna press Q to go into Boolean mode, click these 2, then right click. And we get this quite interesting shape. I might select this here, press O, offset it in like that, and then just pull that out a little bit. Or this one in a little bit. Yeah, that works. Then what I'll do is I'll grab this sheet, press Shift D to duplicate it, press E, pull that out quite a bit. Oh, E, pull that out to here. Select that sheet. Will that automatically fuse it with it? Sheet E. Let me hide that. Extrude. There we go. I'm gonna press S. I'm just gonna scale that out. So, and go into body mode. It's like this. Press Q. Excuse me, sorry. Have a bit of allergies today. And that looks quite interesting. So we created this kind of interesting kind of thing. I can put more details on this as well. Maybe some pipes go through that. It was looking a bit symmetric, which if this was duplicated over and over, so let me see if I just duplicate it and move it over here. It will look a bit boring. So what I might do is just grab this face and push it in. Oh, oh not. What's the solid? What's the solid one? Oh, the duplicated version. So solid one. Grab that face and just push it in. Get rid of it, or maybe grab this one. Or these. No. We'll come back to that, I think. Alright, so here I'm gonna grab this edge, gonna press G, move it up like that, maybe just a bit, and that's cool. So now I'm going to go into my top view here. I'm actually going to slice this in half and then I can bring it back after so I can hide stuff. So here, that, right click, just going to, then I go to press 4, select this, press C, select this, right click. So it's going to convert it into two solids now. So I can select this one and just hide that one. And I'll work just on this part here. So top down, I'm going to create a center circle about on this edge, I think. And I'll make it about that size. Go into face mode, select that circle, pull it out like that. And I'll go into the front here and I'm going to create a line that goes from here to here. Right click, grab the solid, and I'm just going to move it roughly here, and then I'm going to press F, so cancel it, right click. So select it in body mode, press F, type in array, so it's curve array, and then I can select that curve. I don't want to create too many copies, so but I want them to be kind of symmetrical. Works with 4 or 5. Yeah, I'll do 5. Confirm that, delete this one. I'll select this and I'll press Q and then select these, which will give me these little cutouts that look interesting. So let me see what that's looking like. Cool. I can then go into face mode. Let me see what happens when I select these faces and push down. Yeah, that'll be cool. So I'm going to grab all of these faces and I'm going to push them down to potentially there. Then I'll select these edges here. Like so. And I'll give them a small fillet, or whatever it's called. Very small one. There we go. Cool. It's looking pretty okay. Next, I'll create like a tube at the top here that I can work with after. So I'm gonna put a center circle here. This could be like a big pipe. And put some clamps on it as well. Some mechanical clamps. See, object snapping is on. So snap to edge. Let's see if that. No. Right click. Let me select that face G. Snap to. Doesn't seem to be snapping. Hmm. So that's just for moving objects, I suppose. This isn't ideal, like doing this. And I would need a better way of snapping that perfectly, because otherwise it's not gonna work very well. But oh well. Alright, so we got something like that. I can put some details on this cylinder. So what I can do is I'll go into my side view and I'll create a spline curve maybe, and I'll do it from here down to maybe here. Let's try that. Actually, no. I'll actually create a corner rectangle. that does something like this. Right click, press free on it, move that in like so. Press G, move that out. G again, or S, sorry, I'm just going to scale that in and just move that out like so. Till about it's like halfway between this pipe, which is roughly there already. I'll go in edge mode, select this, these two edges, press B, oh not B, sorry, just select them and move it right. Create this bevel. Then I can go back into front view and just do Shift D, move it over, Shift D, move it over. I'm gonna do the linear array, I think, just because I think we can get uniform size. So from here to here, right click, select this, press F, array, curve array, select that curve, drop this down. So the spacing between here and here and that little bit will be about right, I think. Then we can grab these, or this one, press, and or actually grab this one. I'll grab these three and I'll press Shift D. Show duplicate, grab this, press Q, select these three, right click, then grab this, press Q, select these three, right click. That looks like that at the moment, which I do not know if it's working. Delete these curves. Go to front view. Actually, can I keep? Nah, I'll delete them. Cool. I'll grab this face here and I'll just press O to offset it, and I'll offset it to like that, and then I'll click it and I'll just drag it through. And it should cut out that little part there, or actually made it a solid, which is quite nice actually. And then I can increase that. It'll give me that sort of effect. Is it see-through? It is. And what has it done to that piece? Oh, never mind. That's just like that. Yeah, I don't know if I want it to be see-through. Maybe just a little bit see-through like that. Could have maybe some light in there or something coming out of it. That'd be quite cool. Alright, so I can make a clamp of some sort. So I have to think about what the clamp would look like. But I can start with a 3-point arch, and I'll click here, and I'll click here, and then I'll do it like that, so it creates this edge. Then I'll use my line tool, go like this, here, 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 and there, something like that. I can also cut out a little hole in this. Just see these curves, J. Are they not closed? I thought it would be closed. Is there like a piece that's open anywhere? Let me just hide all of these. Hide that. I'll actually delete this, or go into trim mode, trim this. Select these two, press L, that will loft it, G0, G0. Then I'll trim this piece, and go select these two, press L, G0, G0, it's okay, right click. So now, these curves here, if I press J, it's just one. Don't understand why it's not creating the solid though. Oh, okay, that's why. Delete that, and delete this curve. Just unhide these. I'll start that again. I'll grab this face here, and I'll press Shift D, and I'll hide this solid. And I'll switch off snapping. 3-point arch, actually it needs snapping on. So I'll do it from here to here, there. And then I'll do I'll see what happens with this. Maybe something like that to there, there, there. Okay, that worked. There we go. And grab this one, press B, and just bevel that out like that. And grab the center circle. I'm gonna cut a little circle out here. Press the trim tool and grab these curves, press J so they're one. Or maybe that will be fine as it is. Let me just check if they're, yeah. Cool. Then I can grab my spline curve here and just do something like that. Go into my trim that piece, this piece, and this piece. Then I'll go into my line curve. Just think about how this clamp could potentially work. Is it going to be stuck in place, or is it going to rotate? Maybe it's just stuck in place actually. So I'll do from like that. Like that. Like that. Trim. Then I can do something like that. Trim. Like that. That looks good. can put some thing in there. Then here I think I'll just kind of continue this down to here. Right click. Oh. Like that. And trim out that piece. Yeah, looks good. So now if I, let me go back into my trim out that little piece. Select face, select this, pull that out. And it looks like that. Grab all of these curves. Delete them. What's this sheet? Oh, don't need that anymore. Cool. So a thing I can do is I can select these two faces, press O. Just do something like that. Select them. Move them in a little bit. Maybe I need to offset them a tiny bit more. So O. They'll start joining there. Something like that. Maybe not. So I think if I hold Control, or is it Control Shift or Shift Alt? Yeah, Shift Alt. It selects edge loops sometimes. Like I selected there. So Shift Alt selects that, but then it'll stop there. Even though it looks like it's still part of the same edge loop, but it's not. But yeah, like that. And I'm going to give it a fillet. Like so. Then I'll select these two holes. Press G. Can I move that? No, I can't. They'll have to be in place then. Select them two and just give it a little bevel like so. Can maybe select this face and just done this face, that's not gonna let me pull it out more. Yeah, it's not gonna let me. That's fine. Alright, that looks pretty interesting. So if I grab this and I just create a line actually, so from perspective from the front, create a line that goes from the top here to the end, right click, then object mode, select this, press C, press F, array, select that curve, make less copies, and then I'll go into delete every second, every two, like so. This one will be deleted because it'll repeat from that one. So when we connect everything, we'll duplicate it and move it over. It should just kind of hopefully repeat itself. You can also grab, or it's a shift alt, grab these edges. Don't like what it's doing there. Maybe I'll leave it for now. I'll leave that for now. But yeah, that's part one of making a sci-fi, modular sci-fi kind of wall, and we'll continue it and hopefully create like a Fallout 4 kind of corridor kind of looking thing. Um, but yeah, thanks guys.